to your Miami Heat. Losers last night against the Dallas Mavericks. Hate losing to that team. 127-113. Mark Cuban in the building yesterday. Ugh, what just a bleh. You just see him walking, prancing around in his jeans and his dry fit Mav shirt. Bro, put on a polo. Get the hell out of here. You're not on the team. All right. He sits right there outside the huddle. He loves this COVID, Robbie. He gets to be like basically right in the huddle because where else are they going to stick him? So they stick him right there basically on the bench. He's drawing up plays with Carlisle. He loves it. Drives me nuts. So your Heat lose yesterday. Blowed out. 127-113. Wasn't even that close. Got a little window dressing because of a hot Gabe Vincent run at the end of the game.
He were up by 11 in the first half, and then.
Oh, dude, yeah. The second, well, it all turned in this. It all turned in the second quarter. The second quarter was death. It was, which is kind of how it's been. You know, it used to be third quarter was the worst quarter. And third quarter wasn't great this time around, but the thing that's become grim death for the Heat this year has been the second quarter. Because the Heat's thing all year has been great first quarter and then not scoring any points in the second quarter. And in this one, they got outscored 33-15. That's right. A whole 15 points scored in the span of a quarter. And that was just the momentum shift for the Miami Heat. Like, it started off, game couldn't have started off better, Robbie. It was guns blazing. It was Trevor Ariza hitting threes. Duncan Robinson hitting threes. Everybody was feasting from downtown. And then all of a sudden it just, it just dried up. I mean, the Heat scored 39 points in the first quarter. So you were in a fantastic spot. Things were looking great. And the scoring just dried up. It was nowhere to be found. And obviously, yes, this team this year has shown without Jimmy Butler, their ability to go out there and generate offense and generate wins has been no bueno. I mean, the last one that Jimmy didn't play, I think, was the Nets game, and that was the game where Bam won it at the buzzer. But it's going to be one of those typical games afterwards where Bam, afterwards, you look and you see that he was 4-10, and people are freaking out because he didn't take enough shots. But, it wasn't so much even just the taking of shots yesterday that drove me nuts. I mean, like, he just had a bad game. This isn't one of those games where I just look and say, well, I thought the style of game that he played was poor. I just thought he had a bad game. And that's just that. It's not just a mention of, I didn't like Bam's aggressiveness. I didn't like Bam's mentality about this game. Like, Bam just had a bad game. And I don't know if, like, some of the game, I don't know if, some of the Luka stuff got in his head or whatnot because, Luka's like the only guy who's been able to like score on Bam this year. As far as like when Bam is at his absolute best, this guy just throws stuff up against the wall and is just hitting shots. Because this even happened back in Dallas. There's a pretty famous possession of Luka, turning and pivoting in the paint, like 3-4 times and finally scoring on Bam. He had another one of those yesterday, and was able to score on Bam, even though Bam was wearing him like a cheap suit. Like, he was draped all over Luka Doncic.
He hit one from deep over him.
Oh, he hit one from deep on over. Yeah, like, Bam was all over Luka, and Luka was still putting it in the bucket. Like, that guy's amazing. He really is. He is a and it's I think it's something about the way he controls his body, because he's definitely not like, you watch Luka Doncic, you're not thinking, what an athlete. He's
not going to blow by anybody.
You want a bright side?
No, but just in a second, just like just the maneuvering that he has and the way he can contort himself, especially with all that baby fat that he's got. That I think is what's really marvelous from him. And then, they get off to this start and he's just throwing stuff and hitting shots out of his butt, and it just opens things up for everybody else. And then all of a sudden he's carving people up because all the attention's going over to him. And then Tim Hardaway's there to feast, and Tim Hardaway lights you up from downtown. So,
it's amazing. It's very rare you say something like this. What is he, 22?
Yeah, I think that's right. Maybe not even. Maybe 21.
22.
You got it, Leroy.
And we're already saying he's crafty.
Oh, yeah.
And that's usually for guy who's no longer athletic. You don't normally say that. A guy whose game doesn't look athletic, but he seems to get everything done.
Right. And he's definitely got some strength to him, but it's just like, you'll watch some guys and you're like, wow, you watch Bradley Beal and the way he can blow past some people. You're like, man, that guy's got a next level burst to him. You watch a guy like Kawhi Leonard and you just marvel at the guy's strength and stuff like that. But like Luka, it's just like, it's something different, man. It's just the way he's able to move. What's the bright side that you got, Robbie?
Bright side. I'm not Team Petty anymore. But if you want to look at the bright side, the Mavericks win, and it might help push the Lakers into the play-in round, especially since LeBron's not going to play the next couple of games. If you're looking for the bright side.
Nah, it doesn't really help me right now. Like I'm one of these fans. Like when the Heat have a loss. Now look, it can come down as simple to this. It's just like the Heat they're not an elite team. I mean, I don't even know if you want to call a team of 4 games over 500 a good team. And when they don't have Jimmy Butler, they've been a bad team. Like it's just they can't survive without him. And people go crazy with the Bam stuff. Bam had a bad game yesterday. I'm not sitting here making excuses for my guy, even though I'm a real one. He had a bad game. And certainly when you're the $200 million player, the potentially $200 million player, you need better from 4 or 10 from the field. But also, he's getting a third of your team's assists. And there's nobody setting stuff up for him. He's the only guy on the team setting up for anybody else. And that's something that's dearly missed when you don't have Jimmy Butler, because Jimmy Butler is a guy who controls the pace of the game, who gets guys involved and kind of knows that switch on when to go and be attack mode scorer. And, Bam taking 10 shots. Would you like him to go take 15? Yeah. But even with the 10 shots that he had, he wasn't scoring. Like, he just had a bad game. I tell you one thing, and I don't know about this too. Because I'm no basketball savant, Leroy. I'm a gas bag. All right. But I wonder this. I was wondering this while watching Luka Doncic do his damn thing yesterday. When they're switching Bam on to him, right? Mm-hmm. Or Bam ends up with the one-on-ones with Luka so early in the game. I was just wondering this early to myself, because again, I'm no savant. All right. I'm no Cooper Moorhead. No basketball guru.
Albert Namad.
But like, I'm no Albert Namad. I'm no Christian Hernandez. I'm no Simon Sperling. I'm not a stats guy. I just like to watch the games, make whale sounds. That's my style. All right. But I'm watching Bam and he's on Luka so early, right? And then Luka goes and hits these crazy ass shots. And I think
what? Wait. You know what's funny?
Yep.
It's funny that we have a guy who hits crazy shots exactly like that, but we don't tend to.
Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
Dunks?
Nah, Dunks is
a
sideboard.
3-pointers with guys draped over him.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. Like Luka is going and hitting those crazy shots while wearing Bam as a cape. Like Bam is there setting up Duncan Robinson to get him open.
Dunk's got to run and on a wide open sprint. Square up, and shoot.
You mean after Bam screened out 2 people?
Keep in mind, you know who's second on that list of fastest 500? Luka.
Yeah, Luka.
Right. So what are you saying? You have that guy.
I haven't gotten to say what I want to say yet. You cut me off.
Nice.
So here's my question. I have a question.
Okay.
All right. So when Bam is out on Luka so damn early in the game, what's the point of Trevor Ariza and Andre Iguodala in a game like that? And I asked that because, like last year, when we were taking on the Bucks in the playoffs, it was like you basically played Jay Crowder for most of the game on him, a little Dre on him, and then when it came down to brass tacks,
at the end of the game with who's in the game, then you put Bam on him. And we come out of the game from jump, and Bam is already defending him, and he hits these crazy ass shots on him. And then it's like, well, now he's going to be feeling froggy all game because you just threw your best weapon at him and he just scored on his ass. Oh, okay.
And so I'm just wondering. This isn't like a question of coaching thing. Like,
Okay.
Why isn't it a situation like that? Why isn't it Andre Iguodala basically checking him most of the game early on?
Ready?
Why is it Trevor? Because I know we don't have Jimmy Buckets. I'm just saying.
And last year, Crowder started.
Yep.
And so you put Crowder on him.
Well, now Trevor starts.
Who was Trevor guarding? I'm trying to think. But
I know who he wasn't guarding. Luka.
Right. And when you're limited with who you can go after him with, depending on your combination of what you have on the floor, that has to be considered also.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things where you're going into a game though, and you lose Jimmy Butler right before the game. Like we're going and we're playing the Bam card right on Luka right from jump, and you're expecting him to be more productive on the offensive side, and he's supposed to set up Duncan Robinson, and he's supposed to get all these assists. And again, like, look, he didn't have a good game by his standards, even though he was a rebound shy of a triple-double. But I know, with the max contract comes those big expectations from the fans. That just is what it is. Like, he knows that comes with the territory. I just was wondering that. I was like, well, why? What? Like, it feels like earlier that we're going to the, hey, Luka versus Bam, ISO'd at the top, right off of right from Jump Street. Right. It just felt, I don't know. I thought it was odd yesterday.
Maybe you wanted to see if you could lock him down right away and then put the other guys on him, but he had a good night. Like, I don't know. Like, he's a pro too.
Yeah, he's
like
good.
Sometimes their best is better than your best.
Yeah, he was good.
So
sometimes their third best is better than our best. And that was last night with Tim Hardaway. Oh my God.
Hey, I think our Twitchers have drank too much of the silly sauce.
Really?
Because Vanessa is now saying, is it okay to fail two kids because they're Knicks fans?
Yes. Well, I mean, I'll give you a pass, Vanessa, but like, yeah, I mean, if the hubby went out on that, I'm sorry. You can still divorce him.
Oh, he doesn't count. He doesn't count. He's already made his feelings known about what we have here on Twitch.
Don't worry, it's all going to be good, Vanessa.
Well, I think I remember her saying on her Twitch chat that her husband's a Jazz fan, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's
So is he from New Orleans?
Well, but I think she has a couple students that are Knicks fans that she wants to fail them for walking around with Knicks garb and say "Mecca, bro."
Yeah. Family.
Oh my goodness, could you imagine that out of a kid?
Terrible.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't get to my favorite thing yesterday. I love when the kids who are wearing the Luka jerseys or Giannis jerseys or Steph Curry jerseys, I love when they leave the building sad. I didn't get that last night.
Oh, like the Kyrie Irving kid that one time?
Oh, wait, you want to heckle him, don't you?
Oh, I love it.
I've only heckled the kid one time.
It's my favorite.
And to be honest with you, I didn't feel bad.
Yeah, well, why should you?
I mean, like, it was basketball. My son was on a basketball team. We had a kid who thought he was Baby Jordan.
Oh, boy.
He kept chucking up threes from the other team, and he made one, and he started doing three goggles and hitting himself and doing all that. And so finally, I had to step in. You're 1 for 8, and I just start yelling the stats out. 1 for 9, 2 for 13.
Third little pig, brick.
I'm like, put your three goggles in your pocket.
Do you like when they shoot the threes like guns and then put them in their holster?
No, because listen, at that age, half of the kids couldn't reach they shooting up threes and it's air balls. Oh. So he shot an air ball. Everybody's in the stands. That's okay, keep trying. And I'm over there going, air ball, air. Like, yeah, I don't know what got into me, but I just don't like. Look, sports is supposed to be fun. When we talk about how we want everybody to get a trophy and all this, boy. But we don't talk about kids doing three goggles and stuff like that. How about sportsmanship?
How about
you can celebrate what you doing?
Youth coaches got to be so frustrated because all Steph Curry's all the rage now. Every kid's pulling up from 45.
I remember we had Tony. We had Tony.
Yeah.
We had Tony on there. He's like, yeah, man, they don't play basketball no more. They just shoot threes.
I love it. Tony was the only thing that was making people happy yesterday because he was walking up the concourse. Tony, you're the greatest. And he goes, yeah, baby. I'm like, that guy's like the mayor.